Oh, ooh. But this one's, yeah, sure. There. We're good. Okay. So, second video. Today's the 6th of November. Woo! And we're still going through the election's a mess. I voted though.
Fenda.
Panda Express. Panda Express. Panda Express.
I'm in pain though. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about today. What we're talking about is, since it's probably going to be a large portion of what I talk about anyway, I decided, let's talk about my K-pop boys that used to just be these guys.
Here we are, BTS.
That's why I brought this coffee cup out. Look at my beautiful boys. They smile and they're so cute. Anyway, let's start off, shall we? I'm not sure how many of you are actually into BTS or anything like that, but I'm gonna get into it. So this started way back when, in 2018? 2017. Somewhere around the end of 2017, I think. I had a crush on a guy in my art class. Yeah. It didn't work out. He's gay. Anyway. So, one day he was wearing a really cool jacket with a floral pattern that had the name Suga on it with the number 93. And then the art teacher complimented him on the jacket and he said, well, thanks, it's from a band called BTS. And I think I had heard of BTS before then, or at the very least I knew, oh, that's a K-pop band. I don't know how I knew.
You know BTS?
Because I'm not the most social nut or social media person at that point. I didn't have a phone back then. So, yeah, that was interesting. And I don't know, being a young human being who's like, I have a crush on a guy, so I want to get to know what he's into, because I'm that type of person. So it took a while for me to actually engage in looking up the music, but one day, because that year there was just so many snow days in March as well, like in months that it shouldn't be snowing. So, oh no, it was Martin Luther King Jr. Day when I did it. I was washing the dishes and I decided, you know what? I listen to music while I'm washing the dishes anyway, so why not just look up BTS music? So I looked up BTS music and I clicked on the first one and I ran out of the kitchen. Because it's like, I was so nervous. Man. It was going and I was waiting for it to start, but nothing happened. So I kind of peeked my head around and I just started hearing whistling and I was really confused. So I went over and then, okay, I'm gonna talk about them like back then when I didn't know who they were. So there was just this guy with really honey blonde hair and very obviously had contacts in, who was just whistling and staring into the camera like, be seduced by me. And it's like, no, not a chance. No, nah, you ain't getting me. Not that easily, honey. You gonna have to work harder. So I watched the full video, while continuously saying in my head, yeah, y'all are gonna have to try harder if you want me to be part of this fandom. Pure looks don't work for me. Sorry. So I let the whole thing play. It went from DNA to Mic Drop, the remix, to a bunch of other songs. And then eventually I was done washing the dishes upstairs in my room, and it started playing Spring Day. Now, at that point, I thought Spring Day was going to be a happy song. Does anyone feel like telling my younger self that that's not true? So, I also didn't have the subtitles on, because I didn't know that you could do that for K-pop music. So I was listening to Spring Day, and it's like, oh, this is interesting. Also a little depressing, but interesting. And y'all haven't seduced me yet either, so yeah, no. No, not yet. And then it hit that one part where it's, you know it all, you're my best friend, and just tears. It was really weird. Because, I don't know, I just felt what the song meant in my soul without understanding the Korean. And it was after that moment I decided, you know what? These guys are worth looking into at the very least. And so I did I went nerd and I did some hardcore research. Because I'm a Ravenclaw. And I wrote down those K-profile stuff, wrote all that stuff down. I still have it somewhere. And I looked up all their music stuff. Fell in love with Coffee like that. Their song Coffee is one of my favorites to this day. Along with Just One Day. And then I got to their older music. Like it's No More Dream. And We Are Bulletproof Part 2, and it's like, you know? But yeah. And then, let's talk about the bias for a second, because this is going to be an ongoing thing. Okay, so, the first person I knew from BTS was Yoongi, or Suga, as I knew him then. So I decided, yeah, he's my bias, obviously. And then one day it's like, you know what? Maybe it's Yoongi and Jimin. So for like a month and a half at least, or maybe just 3 weeks, Yoongi and Jimin were my biases. Not really, but they were my stand-in biases. 'Cause at this point, I don't know, I saved a lot of BTS photos. And one day I was just scrolling through the photos on my iPad and I went, wait a second. There's a lot of Tae photos in here. What's that about? And so it just took me a few seconds because I had watched a bunch of their dance practices and a bunch of really goofy videos about them that just had me dying laughing. And I realized after a while, I, throughout that whole period, had slowly fallen in love with Taehyun. And yeah, basically it was me thinking Suga and Yoongi are my Yoongi and Jimin are my biases. And then Tae being over here like, nah, not on my watch. I'm your bias, you dealing with it. And okay. Chill out, honey. Alright. So yeah, he is my bias. Of course I love all the boys. And over the course of me being a stan of theirs, an army for like 3 years? Because I hardcore got into them in March of 2018. Yeah, 3 years. About 3 years. No. we're in the third year right now. This third year of me being a BTS stan. Ooh, woo. Yeah. So I slowly fell in love with the rest of them. And I love them all very dearly. And I am proud of them every single day. And just, you know, it's kind of like they're my best friends. Almost, it feels like they're just long distance best friends. You know, that's the best way to describe it. I feel like they're long distance best friends for me, and I want them to be safe and be happy and to make what they want to make music wise and just to stay healthy. So, yeah. And now, on to my other K-pop boys.
Stray Kids.
Go back to 2019. I have a dear friend that I found in my high school who was like, oh, I like BTS too. And it's like, oh, yay, friends. Basically. But then she was like, I'm not like as hardcore into BTS as you are, but there's this one group that I'm really hardcore into, and I think you should consider getting into them. And at that point, I was like considering getting into another group because I watch the FBE React channel every once in a while, and there was the one episode where they had a tease on there, and honestly, they're super cute. I'm considering getting into them too. So it's like, yeah, sure, I'll try getting into another group. So she introduced me to Stray Kids, and this was before that one guy was gone. So, well, she introduced me to all of them. I think she did show me some of their music. I think. At least Mira. Yeah, that was the first song of theirs that I listened to, and I absolutely fell in love with it. Absolutely fell in love with it. I listened to that so many times. So many times. And then I got distracted by BTS because they were in the middle of a comeback, you know? Map of the Soul... What was it? Map of the Soul what? It was the pink one. Pink one. Map of the Soul Persona. What came out. So I was distracted by a comeback, so it's like... Stray Kids came off the mind. And ironically, I had already written down all their K-pop profiles and stuff. Yes, including the one. Don't worry though, I burned that page. Don't worry. Not like literally burned it, but I took care of it. It's okay. But yeah, I wrote down a bunch of their profile stuff. I listened to a bunch of their music. And the last song I remember listening to was Side Effects. And I'm gonna be honest. I was confused by it at first. Hardcore confused. Not saying I didn't like it, I was just, what is this supposed to mean? Because obviously there's a deeper meaning into it. It's a good song, okay, kids? And there's a reason why everything in it happens. Just gotta say that. Anyway, so, Stray Kids kind of drifted off the mind after 2019. And then find out on the news, one guy leaves for personal reasons. Whoa. It was all over my timeline because I do follow a few armies who are into Stray Kids as well. So I heard about it. I knew about it. I've kind of just subconsciously been aware of Stray Kids ever since they debuted. Like the day they named their fan base Stays, I was aware of that. And a bunch of other things. I knew that a lot of people loved them, and I respected them for that. I'd never diss another group. Yeah, and then very recently, we find out probably about those personal reasons why he left. But, so, in 2020, we have nothing better to do. So I end up browsing through Twitter, and then one day I find this really, I should have had this prepared, but I don't. Aha! I found this account on, I think that's my cat. I found this account on Twitter that made some really cute little videos, like drawings of just little K-pop group people, and the ones I was attracted to the most obviously were the BTS ones, because I was into BTS hardcore. You get that? You're good. You don't have to say anything about it. And so I started scrolling through her timeline, and I just noticed, oh, there's Stray Kids stuff in here too. That's cool. And so oh, was this the first? Yes, it was. There it is. The first video.
Hey, stop it! Stop it! Just stop it! 스펠링 뭐야?
But, okay, in case any of you want to follow her, she is on Twitter called An Elderly Meme. She's really cool. It's like super cool. Anyway, I got into her because of that video. I looked into her stuff, got really into it, and I noticed she has a lot of Stray Kids videos. I wasn't against it because I thought they were pretty cool. So whenever she came out with the Stray Kids video, I ended up watching that. And it's like, oh wow, these guys are really funny. I mean, I remember them being funny. But they're like a lot funnier than I remember them being. So maybe I should consider being into them. But there was one video in particular that really, really, like, hardcore told me you need to be into Stray Kids. And, okay, I'm just gonna warn you right now, it makes me cry every single time, so I'm going to go off screen while it's playing. Oh, no, actually, I won't let it play because it might trigger some of you guys. But, I mean, I can show you a picture, or I can just insert it here.
Just don't hurt yourself. Yeah, whatever it is. I know I have a lot of friends who've been there, done that, but just because you have a lot of stress doesn't mean that you have to, relieve it by hurting yourself or going ways that might really disadvantage you. That I really don't recommend, because you never know what's going to happen in the future. So if you think about the future, it's best to just keep away from that and find different ways of relieving stress. If you really can't help it, or if you really just don't know what to do, or you're really lost, come here, look for me, ask me, talk with me. I'll try my best to relieve your stress if I can help, okay?
But yeah, that's the video that like really hardcore solidified get into Stray Kids, and it's like, okay. And so after a while it's like, alright, I'll start listening to their music again. And I don't regret it at all. It's been what? It's still been about 4 weeks. Been in them for 4 weeks. I don't regret it in the slightest. I love them. I made brownies for Felix, because Felix made brownies for us. No, I made brownies for Stray Kids. I'll insert a photo here. Yeah, I had a lot of fun making those, and they taste good. They taste like a Christmas cookie, my dad told me. Oh, but it's getting cold. Oh no. But since we're on also talking about biases. So, from the very beginning, I expected Felix to be my Stray Kids bias. Why? Because he had a deep voice that reminded me of Tay, which is what I thought drew me to Tay in the first place. And it's not. Because there was one picture that the person, an elderly meme, also known as Casey, posted of her bias is Chan. And the new pictures came out, and then the video Backdoor came out, and Chan had this really short, like, choppy red hair up here, and she was screaming about that, but there were two people in the picture. And the other person is the one that I got into. Because, first off, a weakness of mine is men who are willing to grow out their hair long. And let me just say, I have never seen a K-pop idol with hair that long. And I was just hardcore mesmerized. It's like, are you talking about this guy? Because this guy, yeah. He's pretty. And then I find out, well, after a while, no, okay. I started kind of watching their videos just to kind of figure out who the guy with the long hair was, too. It's like, who is this guy? I need to know his name. Because he's willing to grow his hair out long? Dude, I need to know your name so I can, like, hug you and be like, yo, your hair is freaking gorgeous. Oh my god, you look like Howl Pendragon. You know? And then I slowly begin to realize, Felix isn't my bias. This guy is. What's his name? Hyunjin. Hyunjin's my bias. So yeah, Hyunjin's my bias, and Tae is my bias, and they both remind me kind of Howl Pendragon, so I've slowly begun to figure out my type is Howl Pendragon. Oh no. Also, I don't know if all K-pop idols do this, but they both took the personality test. Tae is an ENFP, and okay, the day I found out that Hyunjin was an INFP was the day I was shooketh. 'Cause after the whole spiel of the three supposed INFPs in BTS actually not being INFPs not actually being INFPs was a shock, because it also said that he took the test 2 other times after getting one specific type initially, and the 2 other times he took it, he got INFP, so that's just hardcore affirming the fact that he's an INFP. He's my bias, and I'm so excited, like, I don't know how to explain it, but, like, 2 INFPs, they get along so well. And I know for a fact because my dad's an INFP and we're like 2 peas in a pod. Hardcore laughing for no good reason, and then the rest of my family stares at us like, what the heck are you guys laughing about? What are they laughing about? I have absolutely no idea. So, in regards to personality types, my K-pop type is the idealists, which are listed off as the INFJs, which are the rarest personality types. And my best friend's an INFJ. Woo-woo. And then INFPs. I'm an INFP. ENFPs, like Tae and Namjoon. And Felix and Changbin. And ENFJs, like Jimin and Chan. Ironically, the ENFJ is described as a charismatic leader. Do you get where I'm leading with this? Yeah. Namjoon and Changbin. No. Namjoon and Chan, best leaders, fight me on it. This was a really random spiel. This is what it's gonna be like for most of the videos, I should mention. But yeah. So, ooh woo. That's what it's gonna be like, kids. Hope you don't mind. Almost all the concept photos are out too, by the way. So we're gonna get into that. But I need to like talk about the artistic factors of all of them, because I don't think most of you exactly understand how freaking artistically accurate, well, no, all the artistic principles and stuff that they're hitting on with those photos. And it just hardcore tells me that they're researching about art, and it makes me really happy. Because I'm an artist, kind of, and I took a bunch of art classes and stuff, and so when someone who isn't an artist takes the time to research about that stuff, it just means a lot to me. It feels like, I don't know, they know me a bit more, if that makes any sense. I just feel very respected. So I have to talk about it so all of you understand what I'm talking about. Anyway, yeah. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Stay cool. Stay alive. Don't do anything too stupid. Take care of yourselves. Drink water. Sleep good. Purple you guys a lot. Ooh.